6AJ, W6AJ, A6S, over.
I heard that W6BBS 72.
W6BBS, A6S, how you doing, Frank?
Oh, doing pretty good this evening, I think, all things considered. You know, life and times and age and all that good stuff. I think I'm doing okay, over.
Well, I go along with the age there. I'm still breathing, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, people sometimes ask me in the morning, how you doing this morning? I'm like, well, I woke up and I didn't see roots, so I guess I'm doing pretty good, over.
That went from horizontal to vertical, and that was a good sign.
Yeah, I had not heard that one. I like that. That's a good one right there.
It's better than being horizontal permanently, isn't it?
Yeah, roger that, roger that. Well, I'm pretty sure that was Mikey I heard whistling up, but he must not be quite ready just yet. Must be shuffling his paperwork.
Yep, just exactly. I'm here. Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Frank.
Good evening, Mike.
Evening, boss.
KM6SR. Good evening, Frank and Mike and Bill.
Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike. I'm going to be down listening, scarfing down some dinner there, over.
Okay.
Go eat. Don't starve to death.
KE6BOM.
KE6BOM. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Mike.
A6S.
Hey, got your little saw running. Somebody else messed with that thing since I last worked on it.
No, nobody's touched anything.
Huh. It's interesting, because the spark plug had been changed out, not the original plug that I put in it. And that was one of the issues that the spark plug had, not the spark plug, but the wire going to it had pulled off. And the fuel line was toast. The new fuel lines that I put in, it was rotten again.
You put a new fuel line in and it's deteriorated already?
Yeah, I was surprised. I've never seen them deteriorate that fast. Usually it takes about a year if you leave the fuel in them. But yeah, that thing, when I was checking that out, it fell apart. Like I never even changed it, and I replaced all that. The spark plug that I had put in it, because I always use NGKs, it had some no-name oddball spark plug in it that I've never seen. And but yeah, so put a new spark plug in it, got the wire connected properly, did put a new carburetor in it, a new fuel line, and yeah, she fires right up now, no problem.
Frank, you didn't touch that. This is the old Shindawa. You never touched that, did you?
No, I was just waiting to break in there and to tell Aaron that, I'm about the only guy that works on anything there for you. And other than before you started in with him, or not Aaron, but anyways, before you started getting the chainsaw worked on, we had that one saw way back last summer that we did pull a plug out of and tested for spark, but we put the same plug back in. So I have not replaced any plugs or wiring or anything. And with a plug and a gas line going bad that fast, I think there's almost got to be some confusion as to what saw got worked on.
Now, let's see, we dropped off two saws the other day, Adam. One was the little Shindawa, and then the other one was the bigger Shindawa with the blade. And you changed the blade, but it's the same blade that came off of it. Now I have two blades, two Shindawa big ones, both have short blades.
The blade that I swapped out for you did match the other one, but apparently I'm looking around here and I can't find an older Shindawa blade. I could have sworn that was the exact one that you had when you dropped that big one off to me, because I think the older blade was, or the bar was worn out, and I replaced it, and I thought I got the same one. But as for everything on that saw, the little saw, that was the first one you brought me, because it wasn't running right. And I tore it all down, changed out the carburetor to the rebuilt one on the first one. But when I was doing it, when I do all that, I do all the fuel line. What else did that one get? Got the new fuel line. It got the new choke lever. It got a new spark plug. Also new air filter, O-ring, bolt. I had a lot of little parts for that thing. Actually, I got a bushing for the handle too, which I have sitting here. I'm going to replace that while I have it here. But yeah, no, I did a lot of work on that thing. That's why when I pulled the spark plug, I looked at it, I was like, that's not the spark plug I put in it. I was like, that is weird. So, no big deal. I just thought it was weird because I either use Bosch or NGKs, and any saw that I work on always gets a fresh spark plug, period, unless it's already got a brand new spark plug was already in it, even though I'll test it and check it. Over.
Okay, well, see, that Shindawa, when it came back from you, I could never get it started. I tried, Frank tried, we both pulled it about 15 times, 15 to 20 times at a time, and I finally just set it in the garage and it never moved, and it was sitting right by the door of the garage until Rob and I took it and dropped it off over there the other day. So it hasn't been touched by anybody. Been sitting in the garage on the floor this whole time. So I think maybe you got a chainsaw mixed up with mine. That's the only thing I could think of, because it hadn't been touched by anybody or used by anybody, because it didn't run. It wouldn't run.
No, it's been used. It's been used hard, because this thing, it's filthy. And it was clean when I sent it off. In fact, before I send it back to you, I'm going to clean it again. It looks like it's been cutting a whole bunch of stuff, the inside of it. Really dirty.
Frank.
I mean, they get dirty, but I could have sworn it was running. You were using it. It was running okay, and then it started having issues. Because I remember when I came up there and I dropped the two off for you, the one we couldn't get it to start. But then we were able to get, we got this little guy. I fired it up right there, I remember.
Well, the echo's been on the on my ATV the whole time, and I'm telling you, you've actually got the chainsaws confused with somebody else's because it has never been used. I never got it running. I'm the only one that runs it. Frank doesn't use my chainsaws at all. That's out in the field, and he doesn't have his with him, but normally he either uses my big one or his own. So it never ran. So I've got a confusion factor here because we never ran it. So if you picked up a saw that was dirty, it's not mine.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's going to come back to you. It's going to be running. It'll be clean and ready to rock and roll again.
Yeah, well, I'm just confused. Rob went downstairs. Rob, again, it sat there. The only time it was ever moved from my garage is when I picked it up and we put it in the back of Rob's truck. The only thing I can think of is Rob had one back there, and somehow we gave you the wrong one, but he didn't have but two in there, and we chained them, or we cabled them so they couldn't move around. We put that rope across. You saw when we got there, and that was it. The thing had never been touched. Anyway,
no,
don't worry about it.
Okay. This is a different saw. This is your little one, your little top handle.
There's something funny going on there.
The first one I worked on for you earlier this year. Not the big one.
In use here. And it's I haven't even had put the Chandala. It's quite a bit heavier than the Echo. So I know the difference between the two, and I haven't even put the Chandala on the ATV. It doesn't even fit.
This is your little baby Chandala, Mike.
I know. It's bigger than the Echo, though. The Echo that I have is quite a bit lighter, probably by 5 pounds. So I don't use. I haven't used the other one. Of course, I would have, but it didn't work. So I just left the Echo on the car, on the ATV, and it hasn't been swapped out. I don't think I've ever had the Chandala mounted on the ATV, the little one.
Now I'm getting confused because I know you were telling me it was running good when you first got it back.
Well, I don't know. Let's just not worry about it. It's I don't think I'm losing my mind, but maybe I did something stupid and said it did something with it, but I don't remember it. I know when I use it because it's so much heavier. In fact, I'm not using it as a favorite saw anymore because the Echo is better for me, and I'm getting weaker in my old age. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see if I'm pointed down south where I should be. We should be very close to hearing from KB6RQU. So let's see if Rick, are you there?
KB6RQU. All right, Mike. Yeah, no worries. We'll work on getting it back up to you next week. So get me checked in, and I'm going to go back down in the house this morning. 73 KE6 VOA 1040.
KB6RQU. Hello.
Now we hear you.
Yeah, there's Mike. I didn't have the amp on. Anyway, over to you there, Mikey. K6NYC, WB6RQUA6S.
Yeah, no, I hear RQU. But Adam wasn't finished talking there. So I was just letting Adam finish his comment. So KB6RQU, good evening, and you're sounding pretty good up here, Gordon.
Oh, very good. Everything's looking good. That's always a good thing in this shack, was it?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow. Something's working good in the shack or something?
Yeah, so it's always good when something's working good here, isn't it?
Oh, yes, okay. Got you now. You were being facetious, and I wasn't picking up on it. Anyway, good to hear you. And I don't know who else is copying. I know Bill is copying you, so Bill, say hello to Rick, and then we'll see who else may be copying. There's not too many people in here. Frank is here. And Frank may want to make comment and see if we can copy you down there. So, Bill, you take it and then shoot it to Rick, and then we'll see if Frank and anybody else can copy Rick down there before we move over to Atascadero. AA6S in the group.
KB6RQU in the group, AA6S. Yeah, it's sounding good here in Visalia, Rick. And looks like you might have some rain coming in next week there, from what these weather guessers say. And I had my antenna towards Atascadero there, and no Ron. I called him 2 or 3 times there, Mikey. So back to you there, Rick. KB6RQU, AA6S.
Yeah, KB6RQU. Yeah, I heard you just fine there before you turned the amplifier off. And she's right on through there. No problem at all. Very good. Copy 3s. Turn it back to K6M1C.
727.
Okay, 727. Go ahead, Mike. You want to say hello to Rick?
I'm not pointed down there. 971. I got a landline.
Okay, thanks for checking in, Mike. We'll see you when you get back. Frank, are you copying Rick down there? W6BBS, go ahead.
Actually, no, Mike. I did not rotate all the way around to point at Rick. I'm pointed south, but I can't go any further without rotating all the way, and I just didn't bother tonight. Over.
Oh, are you in self-stop mode?
Yeah, this rotor, until I get the big tower up for all these antennas, these are all ham 2 rotors, and I didn't even think about it when I threw it up there. I could have put it up there backwards and been just fine, but I put it up and left it with a south stop on it. Over.
Yeah, okay.
It's all temporary anyways.
Yeah, I know. All righty. Anybody else in here for the San Joaquin Valley check-ins? K6MYC Bozo Net.
KC5BTU 712.
I got 2 of you. KC5BTU 712, and who was the other one?
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf.
Well, I thought I mentioned your call, but maybe I forgot, Dave. I'm sorry. I heard you earlier, K6BBG. I wrote you in. I must have just forgot to open my mouth and say good evening. And it's not so cold today. I was outside, worked in a T-shirt all day long. It was mellow here. How about you?
It was like 64, 65 degrees up here. But it's cold now.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was just out. It wasn't cold here yet, but you get it before we do, of course.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, and then a little bit of wind, too. We just came back from, up in Oakhurst. We had to go out there for dinner. Coming back, it was actually windy through the canyon there, so we picked up some wind somewhere.
Really? Yeah, it's been very calm here. We had a very light breeze from the southwest. But I was working on the northeast side of the hill. I didn't get any breeze except a tiny bit, which would have made me cold because I was sweating. But I remember one time I thought, okay, there's a little breeze. I don't like that, but it didn't last more than a minute, and then it was calmed right back down again. By the way, Frank, I got water on most of the trees, and I found a few more that I haven't cleaned. And I didn't I used the water on them. I actually got more than 10. I got about 12 trees that are cleaned up. And I got water on all but 2 of them. So we did pretty well. I'll take some more water up there tomorrow and finish up. I worked my way all the way over to, almost to the point where we were at the tree that had broken and fallen apart. And we just cleaned that area up. I'm working right next to that now, right in front of that. And I just keep finding these little oaks on the hill, and I just keep cleaning them up. Each one of them has a gopher living in them, and there's one open hole, and then there's a lot of mounds around that are hard now. And I'm banging them all into shape and getting a little well around each tree. But each one of them has got a gopher. Probably not gophers living there now. It's too dry. I don't think there's anything for the gophers to eat but the their entrance hole. It's always covered with a little grass, so it's masked, but it's one hole always open. And of course they have that one hole that they use for dumping all their dirt out. 2 or 3 of those holes usually. So every tree had an open gopher hole. I pardon. Anyway, so that hopefully I'm saving most of those little oak trees. I've got oak trees on the side of this hill. It's just downhill from my driveway, guys. And it's an area that I haven't worked very much. It was left to last because it wasn't really much of a fire hazard all last year when we were cleaning up all the dangerous areas on the property. I finally got to this area and we cleaned up most everything now. One big pine tree yesterday that got took care of. And Frank pulled all the trash and garbage down into the pit and or into a pile where we can burn it as soon as we get a burn day here.
Yeah, when I was filling up those bottles, you know, you got about another, at least 6 or 8 more laying there that was in that pile. And I'm sitting there going, man, I should just fill all these up and take them to him. You know he'll use them. And I hemmed and hawed, and I said, he asked for 10. I give him too much, then he's going to be chasing them all over the hillside and losing them. I'll just give him the 10 he asked for. Looks like I should have brought you some extra, Mike. K6MYC W6BBS.
You did bring about 12 up there, but it doesn't matter. What I did was, as I was watering them, I left the empty right with the tree that I watered, so I can go back tomorrow and re-water. I didn't do that in the first 2 or 3, but I did it on the rest of them. So, 4 of them I brought back empty containers from 4 of them, and the rest of them I left up there. So I know what trees and where they are. You can see them real easy if you leave that big white container at the butt end, at the base of each one of those oak trees. Are real easy to spot. Oh, there's one. I better go water that one. So it makes a good sign that I did water it, but it needs more. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, very good. Well, we'll figure it all out in the morning when I get there. Over.
Yeah, roger. We need to work on my sprinkler system so I can get it turned back on, just on the outside chance that we don't get rain. We need to spend about a half an hour with that and see if we can't figure out what's going on, because there was one sprinkler that just wasn't shutting off or wasn't getting enough pressure. So we got to figure out what the hell is going on there. It was the one right by the gazebo. Not the gazebo, by the other platform where we keep all the PVC fittings. One right there at that point that wasn't working right, so we have a look at that. That's one of the things I forgot to mention today. All right, let's see, anybody else before we go? Let me get it down to you, Kerry. How are you doing? I didn't mean to ignore you. KB6 or KC5DTU in the group K6MYC.
Roger. You guys were taking care of business, and I'm still here. Everything's quiet, quite warm down here today, so I guess that rain is coming.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be here. I don't think the warm temperatures that we had today was any indication of that storm coming in, because it's not going to be here, I don't think, until Sunday. Frank kept checking the weather reports over and over again, and it kept changing almost on an hourly basis on how much and when. But it extended into Tuesday, so we should get rain Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And the percentages and the times kept changing, but that's when it seems like that's the bulk. We should get something out of that, because there's 3 days in a row where it says 1/4 to 1/2 inch every day in various places. So we should get something out of that anyway. Anyway, good to hear you. One of these days when you do call, I'm going to be in town on Tuesday next week if I don't change my plans. So that's one day I have to be down in there in the morning for a blood draw, and then I've got the rest of the day, and I'll probably have Jeff pick me up, and then we can, maybe if you want, we can have lunch somewhere, and then I'll do a little shopping and head home. So that's next Tuesday carryover.
Roger. Okay. I'll look at the calendar, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Info?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Kerry talking. Hi, Kerry. The temperatures tomorrow were predicted for 68, then 71 on Saturday, and then Sunday will be back down to 69, but 30% chance of rain. So just like Kerry said, temperatures are going up as we head into the storm. So they're looking at 71 on Saturday, and then things start happening on Sunday.
Yeah, but normally when I get a big boost in temperature, it doesn't happen more than one day before we get the rain. That's just been normal here. May not be normal other places, so maybe it is a big change, and maybe a big push, a big low or something moving in that's bringing the lower temperatures. That's good. Anyway, big change, and we're all anxious for a little rain and settling of dust. I got massive piles for you, Frank. I raked all the way to, another 50 feet beyond the oak tree that I was working on when you left. And so I've got massive piles of grass. My God, there's a lot of grass on that hillside. Grass and leaves. I'm working on a hillside, guys, that have never been raked. It has never been raked, never been cleaned up, never been anything. So I rake and I rake and I rake, and I get it all done, and I go back up and I can start over again and get just as much the second time. It's just coming out of the ground. It's amazing. But I got huge piles, so we'll have a good time burning. Hopefully it'll be a burn day tomorrow. Saturday's our party, so we won't want to do anything Saturday here, Frank, just so you know. Sunday would be okay, I think. Anyway, let's see. Anybody else before we go to Tascadero? And we tried that, but we'll try one more time. K6MYC Bozo Net.
Yeah, I'm back, KM6SR. I think I tuned in where Rick is. Are you still there, Rick? KB6RQU, KM6SR. Yep, loud and clear. Just want to say hi.
All right, very good. You sounded right through there. 73 solar.
Okay, 7-3, Rick. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday night. And I hear the guys calling from the Bay Area. I think I heard Fred in there. KD6S, okay. We'll swing the antenna around your way, Fred. I think that was you. K6MYC. Go ahead. Yeah, okay. I got you written in. Now I'll start moving the antenna. But the antenna currently is at due south. No, not due south. It's at 150 right down the toward the Southern California guys there. I don't think we'll have a Tascadero in there. He's had plenty of chances to call in. Okay, let me get up your way, Fred. Here we come, and I'll just talk it up. 170, 180, 190. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, and 265, 272. Something right about here should be close, Fred. Over. Well, yeah, I guess it's a big, more often than not, Fred, you get the rain first and then we get it. And that's normal pattern, but I don't know if what we're getting now in the atmospheric river thing holds true for that. We may all get it pretty much the same time if it comes in sloping across from west to east with a slope coming down from the north. I think everybody's going to get it sort of almost simultaneously here, or at least within a 24-hour period anyway. Yeah, but you're sounding very good too. Thanks for being there. And yeah, you were very Q5, pointed the other way, but very weak, but not bad copy. So we got you, KD6 SOK 507, Cupertino, K6MYC. Any other comments? And then we'll go back and see if there's anybody else. I missed Tom, but I'm pretty sure Tom can hear me. So if he's there, he can check in. Go ahead, Fred, you finish, and then we'll see if Tom is there. Okay. 73, maybe we'll see you Sunday night. KW6S, K6MYC. Oh boy, no Tom, that's unusual. Go back a little bit more towards Santa Cruz. KW6S, or anybody else over that way, KE5, KB6LEE, or KW6S, K6MYC. Anybody over that way in Watsonville or Santa Cruz, over? Okay, nothing heard. Let me come back into the Bay Area then, like that. And that should get us up close to WB6JMN and others, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area. Check-ins, please. Big signal, good signal, Oliver. KB6BA 900 to K6MYC. Go ahead. Yeah, very good. Just like you're sitting next to me, Oliver. You same as Fred. Both of you pounding in. We got really good conditions. Kind of funny because last night on 2 meters it was just garbage. I mean, I was pointing all over in different directions and all kinds of stuff. Signals would come and go, and it was funny. But tonight is very stable here on 432. With the weather warming up, and I think that's probably having something to do with it. Very nice and warm all over the place in Northern California today. Fine on your hiking. You're probably picking a good time. Looks like the temperatures are going to be in the 60s and low 70s for the next few days up till Sunday, and including Sunday, at least the first part. So there you go. Good evening, Oliver. K6MYC Bozo Net. Anybody else? WA6AXX, WB6JNN, W6PQL, K22G, K6MYC. Anybody? With a big, strong signal on the backscatter path, K6 Whiskey India Sugar. At least you're in there representing who isn't there. The Phantom from the Bay Area is here, K6MYC. Good evening, Paul. Big signal, easy copy. Somebody in the Bay Area ought to be able to hear you. Let me get you written in here. I'm having trouble getting you on the right line here. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm on the south end of the Bay Area. I'm at 282. No, I take it back. I'm at 286 already. So I should be right up the middle, close enough so that anybody that's in there could hear me. So anyway, do you have any other check-ins? How about the guys at... Yeah, I doubled with you a little bit. I say, do you have anybody else from any other check-ins to pass along? Okay. Well, I'll probably hear him, but I'll write him in anyway. KR6MR. Okay. Got him written in. KB6JNP, very weak, but that's always the case when I pointed at the Bay Area. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Mike. Definitely 0%, voice is 0.
Okay. Well, thanks for checking in from Oakhurst.
BYH.
You're in Course Gold, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in Course Gold.
BYH.
For some reason, I put you up at, I don't know what my brain was doing. I put you in Oakhurst for a minute, and I knew that wasn't right. Now, wait a minute now, but I thought the last time I was up there with Frank and we were looking for Dr. Dan's office. Oh, God, now I forgot. Anyway, doesn't matter. I thought we were talking about where you lived, and he was showing me, but it might have been a different road that we were on, and I confused him. Anyway, good evening, and we'll take one more standby for the Bay Area, and then we'll go to Martinez, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area, please. Over.
95.
Yeah, W6BQL. Good evening, Jim. I think I doubled with you just a little bit. Go ahead. Okay. No, Jim, and who was the other one?
195.
Okay, you got doubled up by somebody. I heard 775. Who was the other one?
195.
Oh, KW6S. Okay, and I hear you, Mike. Stand by a second, Mike. Talking about something interesting? Oh, okay, very good. Okay, well, say hello for me, and we'll see you guys on Sunday there. And I guess Jim, it ends up there with you? Okay, but KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie is here? Okay, good. Thank you. 7-3, Jim. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Go ahead, Mike. Boy, I don't hear Mike, but I'll write him in. He must have gone away.
You mean me?
He did? What was that?
You mean me? BYH, Mike?
No, the other Mike. But I'll get you, Mike. Good evening. Thank you for calling in. N6BYH 195. Go ahead.
Good evening. Just listening to the net. I checked YouTube to see if Aaron's streaming you or not tonight. But tonight is the second night of the meteor shower. Tonight should be just about the same as last night as far as the number of meteors that you can see, and that we could take advantage of on the higher bands here for long distance communication. So just to keep in mind, we might have somebody pop in from a long ways away. K6MYC and 6BYH.
Well, if we were down on 200, that might be true, but I don't think if we're not on 200, they're not going to be listening for us up here. Is the streaming going tonight?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet. I'll check. I'll let you know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I just haven't heard Aaron check in here yet. Aaron, are you here?
Yes, sir. K6USY 1079.
Did you copy Mike 1079?
Yeah, but I have to put the mic down in order to write him in, so that's why there's always a pause when I get a new check-in. So it's not an on-purpose pause, but I did hear him. And I can't say anything because I can't squeeze the mic. I've got the handheld on the 9700 here. But I have to hold the paper. I have really trouble with my eyesight right now, Mike, so I have to hold the paper and get my nose down on the paper so I don't get your name written on, your call sign written on one line and your number written on another line and your name written on the third line, over.
Yeah, I gotcha. I can picture it. Okay, go ahead, Aaron. Are you streaming tonight?
Yes, sir. Yep. It's, let's see, how long have I been going here? I've been streaming for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's about right. By the way, okay, on the meteor shower, I think that the shower was supposedly peaking today at about 11 a.m. this morning, but it still should be pretty good tonight. It's a good shower. I don't know if anybody's worked anybody. I haven't heard anybody that said they've worked anybody, but a couple of guys were going to spend a lot of time on 200, but maybe they haven't checked in or maybe they didn't get anybody, over.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either, but I'll keep it on 144.2 tonight and listen from a distance, and if I hear any popping or crashes, I'll come running.
Yeah, I probably should do that too. We won't hear much on this frequency, but we certainly could hear some stuff on 2 meters.
Yeah, that's where I've made my contacts before, into Seattle and one other city in Washington a couple of years back. It was lots of fun.
Well, yeah, you don't want to make those contacts into Seattle anymore. They just dropped one more notch on my approval list. They're now making it a criminal offense to use a gas-powered weed blower, leaf blower, over.
Well, I guess that's better than defunding the police.
Well, they've already done that. They got nobody up there. In fact, they just passed a rule that said it's okay to hire illegals because that's all they could get for a police department.
Wow, yeah, that sucks. Our son lives up there.
I feel sorry for him. My cousins all live up there, and I guess that's why they're quiet. I'm afraid to even call them because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be embarrassment city. Just go from bad to worse up there.
I guess I just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, I know. Awful. Anyway, okay. 7-3 for now. Mike, good luck with the meteors, and I may go turn the antenna, the moon bounce around the array up toward the north and sit here and monitor as well tonight. I forgot to do that last night. Wait, 7-3? Let's see. Anybody else in the Bay Area before we go get Russ, K6 ERF? Okay, Russ. K6 Echo Romeo Fox, if you haven't given up on me, K6 MYC. Not yet. It's supposed to come Sunday. Well, they're saying Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We should get some each day, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1/8 to a 1/2 inch. Yeah, but again, I don't know. That was sort of a scattered report, and we listen every time we look at the report or the prediction. It's different. It's spreading out day-wise, though. It's now moved to 3 full days, and Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and pretty good chances of rain. I think it's 80% or 90% in late Sunday for us. Over. Oh, that's good. You don't hear that Air Force base up north of Sacramento there? Yeah, well, if you don't point at it, I don't hear it, but I'm getting to that point where I'll see it here as I'm bringing the antenna around. I can hear it all the time, but it, like you say, the blanker takes care of it pretty much. Annenberg radar was going strong. I had left the antenna sort of due south the other day, and man, it just roared all day here a couple of days ago. Oh, I don't know. I can't see the meter, but it's probably moving the meter, but it stays in there almost, it's going around or back and forth or something. I'm assuming it's going around because it sounds like... So, but it's varying all the time like it's rotating. Yeah, we'll see you. Sunday night, and maybe we'll hear a little better signal from Gary. He was kind of weak the other day. I was just not getting much from him on 2 meters. That was terrible that day. Yeah, it's just inconsistent as hell some days. He comes up occasionally, he'll have a big fade, or up fade, and he'll be like he's sitting in the room with me, and then 10 seconds later he's almost unreadable. I think that's an airplane or something. Anyway, good evening, Russ. Thanks for checking in, and always good to hear you. K6 Echo Romeo Fox and Martinez, K6 MYC, now looking for N6 Radio Oscar.
Good timing, Mike. I just came in the shack. Turn up. My feedback there. K6MYC, N6RO, 835. Nothing really drastic to report.
Well, we don't want drastic reports. We just want good reports. Did you experience, there was a massive blackout this morning on 40 meters. Did you hear that? Did you know anything about that?
No.
Well, I was sitting here talking to Bill, KO6KD, on 40, which we talk almost every morning, and we had K7VO up in Olympia. And he's got a big signal and then runs a kilowatt, so we just talk regularly every day, and all the stations. Phil was in here, WB6GGY up in Twainhart, and all of a sudden, I was in the middle of a transmission, and I picked it up from somebody, and I turned it back up to Bob, K7VO, and I heard this tiny, tiny little voice, and he said, I don't know what happened, but you guys are gone. And that's the last we heard of him. He wasn't moving the meter. He'd been 10 to 20 over, and all of a sudden it went bomb. And same with Bill. Bill dropped from S9 plus 10 to 20 down to S3. But later, in about 10 minutes, it came back up to S9. So Phil and Bill were back up to S9 or so. But man, and then we looked at the numbers from the sun numbers, and there was nothing that would have done that.
That is weird. I've never heard anything like that.
I mean, it was in the middle of one of my transmissions, you know. It went from gangbusters to nothing in about 3 minutes, or even quicker. It might have been even quicker, but when I turned it up to Bobby, the previous transmission, he'd been 20 over or 10 over, and he comes back and he's just barely readable, and we never did hear him again.
Comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Ken. This is Frank W6BBS. Yeah, I showed up just a minute after it wiped out, and he was just talking about it. It was the next round there. Now, I spend a lot of time at Mike's, and the radios are often on, and I know what his spectrum scopes, everything looks like at his place, and I swear it looked like the feed line was unplugged from the back of the radio. There was absolutely nothing, not a sparkle on his spectrum scope or anything. It was bizarre. Over.
What was it? What was it? An F-class flare? Well, we didn't see it. Of course, maybe we looked at 900 at 1700. We looked at the WWV or whatever, and no, it didn't seem to be anything about it. But what did you say again, Steve? Give us some more poop on it? Yeah, that would have been about right. We were just about 9 o'clock when it hit. Don't you think that was about when you got there, right, Frank?
That's a Roger.
Yeah, there you go. It didn't last very long, I guess, but I went over to 10 meters just quickly, and I heard one little pukey signal from back east somewhere on 10. I don't know who it was. The guy never gave a call sign, but it was one signal on 10. That was it. Okay, well, there you are, Ken. We weren't crazy. I didn't break a feed line.
Oh, that's good. Well, that explains it.
Yeah, wow. But no indications that was going to happen. You know, all the numbers look kind of modest, A's and K's, and the solar wind and speed and proton and BX and all that stuff looked normal.
Timing between the event and the recording.
Yeah, for sure. There didn't seem to be any warning that it was going to happen like the other ones. You know, we had, oh my God, we're going to have a big one, and nothing ever happened. One a couple of weeks ago. Stand by. N7WT is in there, so maybe I should run up to Nevada and get those guys, and we're running a little late here tonight. Anyway, good evening, Ken, and have a good weekend. We'll see you. Any contests this weekend, Ken?
No, but nothing real interesting until after Christmas. This one weekend where we're going to participate.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a rest time. Get caught up and get all the gear working again, huh?
Oh, yeah. It never ends.
That's for sure. All righty. Up to you, Steve, and we copied you fine. Go ahead, and then I'll get up to Larry. Hey, Larry, we hear you. Hopefully you can copy me, but I'm going to go to Nevada right away and get them taken care of there. Larry's the only one. Oh, I guess Richard, too, with 5 watts. So they're chomping at the bit there. Yeah, thanks for the detail on the flare.
Yeah, just we were talking about it. Yeah, there was one of the few mornings that I wasn't listening to you guys on the web SDR.
Yeah, okay. Tomorrow we'll be on 20 meters. Hopefully we won't have another one. We'll be looking at long past Africa. I just bumped a knob. Am I still transmitting? Yes. Okay. Okay. I hit something on the radio as I was moving the cord out of the way. That's the problem with these radios. They tend to go places you don't want them to go by just thinking about it. Alrighty, 7-3, Steve, thanks for being there as always, and we'll go right on up to Sacramento. Or maybe I should go to Nevada first here. Let me do Nevada very quickly here. Yep, we'll see you Sunday night. Lord willing, and the flares hold off. Yep, you're right. Okay, Nevada. I'm coming up to Nevada. We hear you, Larry. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC. Over. Yeah, we got you. We heard you on CW there, so I came up quickly, and I assume Richard is there with his 5 watts also. Got your 657. Let me turn it over and see if Richard's there. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Not real strong. It's about readability 3 at the moment, Richard, but we heard you. 249, we got you. KD6PQ and M7WT, K6MYC. Go ahead, Richard. Well, I'm moving the antenna back and forth, but I can't get a peek on him. Stand by a second, Paul. Larry, 73's to you. Go ahead and make a transmission, Larry. I lost Richard. N7WT, K6MYC. Well, the band's not down. I had the antenna moved back and forth. I was looking for Richard. I had the antenna swinging back and forth. This should be better. 7-3, Richard. Thank you. And listen, hang on a second, because K6 Whiskey India Sugar called in. Paul, are you hearing me and anybody up in Nevada? Who are you hearing? I missed that. I just got on your direction here. Who are you hearing? Okay, go ahead. Give him a call. See if he comes back. Yeah, okay. You're very strong here. Yeah, quite a bit stronger here, and I've probably not peaked on you, but close enough. Okay, good. Let me go back into Sacramento. I skipped the guy so I could get up quickly up to Nevada and get Richard and Larry there. Thanks, Paul. Stay with us here. We'll go back to Sacramento. Here we go. KR6MR, K6MYC, are you in there, John? About KO6KD, K6MYC. Yep, I got you. I was just trying to get the antenna pointed right. That should be right on you. Hopefully it'll come up. KO6KD. What's the bright star that's right overhead right now? Over. Well, it's high, and an hour ago it was a little bit east of due south. Over. Probably close to due south right now. Well, it may be Saturn, Dave up here, K6BBG, thinks it's Saturn. Yeah, no, it's not Saturn then. No, this is very high. This is at 65, 70 degrees elevation over. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but for some reason Dave thought it was Saturn, but Saturn's too low on the horizon. I can't see it here. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, it was very bright. Boy, the last few nights it's just been storming through. It's the only thing I can see up there. It's almost, it's sometimes it seems like it's the moon. I think it's the moon, and then no, that's not the moon. That's something else. That's bright. Yeah, you got wiped out by Dave. Hang on a second. Dave, what did you say about Jupiter? It is Jupiter. That's what's bright up there. Jupiter's the one that I'm seeing, Dave, over.
It's just a little south of Zenith. We're directly overhead. It's just a little south of directly overhead right now.
I know. That's what I said, yeah. But I can't see Venus. The only star that I can see in the sky, only bright spot, only one. And it's so obvious that you couldn't miss it. All right. I missed what Bill was saying. Bill, give me the information about the flare again. Well, there you go. And we caught it. We did it perfectly. Then we caught it just as it started. It was right there. It was right around 9 o'clock our time. faster than the speed of light, huh? Well, I'll say, yeah, much faster than the speed of light. That's why it got here in 2 minutes. And you said it happened at 2 minutes after the hour. And then you said it hit us in about 2 minutes, and that's about right. Because it should have taken 8 minutes to get here if it was at the speed of light, over. Yeah, me too. We don't catch those very often like that. We were right there, Johnny, on the spot, man. It just took out Bob like there was nothing there. I heard him come back say, "You guys are really gone. I can't hear you," over, or something to that effect. And I heard him say it, but then he was gone. But it did come back. It didn't last all that long because you guys, in 10 minutes, you were back up to S9 again. I didn't get that. I can copy you, but it was you were ragged, and I think you doubled with me a little bit. You thought I had turned it over, but I guess I had just faded out for you. So I copy you, but I got in the middle of it. Say it again. Yeah. Wild. Okay. Let me see who else you have in your area there. KO6KD 776, K6MYC. Anybody else? I didn't hear John, but I got John checked in. KR6MR. John, are you there? I don't hear him, Bill. KJ6KFB, Darren. KW6T, Russ. Anybody else in the Sacramento area? K6MYC Bozo Net. Paul, are you copying me at all? You get that, Bill? Oh, boy. He moved his antenna. I can't hear him now. KR6MR. Go ahead, John. K6MYC. Yeah, I can hear. I can't hear him at all either. So that's a shame. Okay, well, I got him checked in. Tell him he is checked in. Over. Okay, that was a double, but he came back over the top of you, believe it or not, Paul, and said, "Oh, he got you. He's got me now." So he all of a sudden came up out of the noise. Thank you, John. Got you all checked in. Thanks much. KR6MR with K6WIS and KO6KD, K6MYC. Okay, anybody else? KW6T, KJ6KFB. Anybody else before we close the net here? We're just about done. K6MYC Bozo Net. Yeah, go ahead. He figured it out in a very short time. It was in there yesterday also. So yeah, he did get it, and everybody is happy to see it. Now you can see that there's only a 5 or 6 second delay. Over. Yep. By the way, did you hear our comments about the flare? Yeah, well, I was going to pick a bone with Bill when he told me that it came at 1702, and it was here. It hit us about 1704, and I said, no, that's not possible because the speed of light is 8 minutes. It should have been 8 minutes late, but the thing is traveling at a very, very high rate, 4.7 million miles per second. Over. Oh, yeah, but that's what took out the band, and the band was gone in 2 minutes from when it happened. Over. Yeah, but it wasn't the X-rays that took it out. It was the particles, I think, or something, because the band just disappeared, and it wasn't 8 minutes after 9 when it happened. It was right about 9 o'clock, plus or minus a couple of minutes on my clock. We were all sitting here watching it. Frank had just walked in the door about 9 o'clock, so he'd been here about a minute and a half, and all of a sudden everything just disappeared. Over. What's that? Bill, I can't hear you. You got to turn the antenna my way, Bill. Okay, we'll go ahead and argue with Paul. I won't get involved in that because I can't speak to it. Go ahead, Bill. You guys carry on, and we'll close the net here. KO6KD with K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. Thanks, Paul. 7-3. We'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, well, it's because I moved the antenna back toward Bill. I moved the antenna off of you back toward Bill. It's very critical. Over. Okay, you were saying 4.7 miles per hour instead of per second, huh?
He had it right, Mike. You misheard.
Yeah, no, I misheard it. You had it right. I was just thinking that it was wrong. So it was my mistake, Bill. Over. Yeah, exactly. And that was exactly what happened. We all said, what the hell was that? That was a big one. Anyway, obviously it was the biggest flare we've seen, so that sort of tells us that we may have not missed the others. They just weren't big enough to make an impact like that. That was real obvious. All right, guys. Good night. Frank, 73s to you. Any comment further, Frank, before we get out of here? K6MYC, go get something to eat. Frank? W6 BBS, you were there.
Yes, I was, and I stepped out and was going to go water a bush, and then you started talking to me, and I had to come running back. Over.
Well, hopefully you got the sphincter valve working. Okay. I just wonder if you had anything further. Are you copying, Bill?
Oh, yeah, I can hear Bill, not 100%, but I hear him well enough to have heard everything he said, and he piqued my interest, and I went went online and looked at the information and looked at at a video, and I had the same thought that you did, Mike, initially was, well, wait a minute. If it showed up in 2 minutes, how did that happen? That was too fast. But I think I was there just a few minutes, probably pulled in, 5 to 7 minutes after 9, maybe even 10 minutes by the time I walked in the shack. So the timing would be pretty close that way. Over.
Yeah, Roger. I didn't look at it that close. We just knew that was right around 9 o'clock there. Okay. Very good. All the questions and all the mysteries answered. And Paul's right about the flare speed. I mean, the speed of the X-rays traveling at the speed of light, yes. I just misheard Bill and misthought it. I thought, boy, that's fast. And then he confirmed it was fast, but it wasn't that fast. It's not as fast as speed of light. He said reference to hours rather than seconds. All righty. I do know the difference. I'm out of here, guys. 7-3, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, Frank, and see you on Sunday night. Or see you tomorrow morning on 20 meters. Maybe you can stay home for a quickie time in the morning, Frank, and catch up with a quick report from Billy. ZS1 SPW 0800 14205. Over.
Roger that. I will do exactly that. I was tuning around again tonight, and I'd almost think I've got a problem here, except for, I worked a couple of guys, so it just the band doesn't seem to be, there's either no activity or the band is dead. Anyways, yeah, I'll check in there and then head your way. In the meantime, have a good evening, and I will see you in the morning, and good night to everybody else from W6BBS DMO7.
Okay, 73 to you, 73 to you, Dave, K6BBG, and KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
73, Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR.
Okay, you double with Dave. Go ahead again, Dave.
I say 73, Mike. Have a good evening.
You betcha. Yeah, 7-3.
Hey, Mike, K6USY.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Yep, computer came in today. I will go by on my lunch break tomorrow and fix it, go pick it up, and start working on that tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow is my last day working before being on vacation for a week, so I'm not starting anything new for work tomorrow, so I'll probably get started on it. And just a reminder, I will be out of town on Sunday and Monday, so I will not be streaming those 2 days.
Yep, Roger. No streaming Sunday, Monday, and you'll be back Tuesday, but late. Okay. Very good. 7-3, and thank you for your efforts so far on it. Everybody's really happy and pleased that you got the clock on there. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, it's actually kind of nice because I have it up here on my iPad, and I can kind of keep an eye on it, and yeah, it's pretty good at staying 4 to 5 seconds. So it's pretty consistent. We'll see how it goes when we get it up the hill.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be any faster up here, would it?
No. And as long as your connection's reliable enough, we should be able to run it at the same latency, and that's my goal. To be able to run it with 4 or 5 seconds of latency, because it seems to be doing just fine.
Yeah, Yeah, and that's fine, and everybody's happy with that, and it's not too confusing. When it's 20 or 30 seconds late, it's really, what the hell? All right. Good night, Aaron. Have a good vacation, and enjoy, and we'll see you, probably talk to you Tuesday night, maybe.
Yeah, we'll be leaving probably after lunch, so I should be here Tuesday night. So good night all, K6USY.
7-3.
Alrighty, and for everybody on the stream, as I just told Mike, I will not be streaming on Sunday or Monday night because I will be out of town. So we will see you guys all on Tuesday. But of course, the nets will still be going on. So I will shut the stream down here in a couple minutes. K6USY, Fresno.